Check that out, folks. See how that dropped? It's 9 little pieces of ice. Well, they're not so little. That's the large pieces, large setting on this thing. They're a little bit larger than the large setting on that other one. Y'all look real close, y'all might can see it filled up back there. Yeah, y'all see that filled up? Y'all look down in the bin. I'll show y'all that in a minute. Yeah, y'all can see that filled up. It'll overflow a little bit. I'll go back down and it'll drain back off into the bin. There, it evened off. Now it's going to freeze. Now all that water won't freeze. It'll freeze up into the shape that y'all saw come off into the bin. Like those. That's that plastic lid. That's that bin. That bin is a little bit deeper, a little bit wider than that other IceMaker. And so is the reservoir. It don't look like it, at least not to the piggy eye. Of course, piggy's eyes ain't that great. But it holds a little bit more water. Hold a little bit more ice. It does good. So far, so good. This isn't a review that hey, this is good. It's a slamming, go out and buy one now. Y'all see the holes in the side there? It's got another square like that on the other side. Those are the intakes. That's where it's sucking in air in at on two sides. And it's got one on the back, and that's where it's putting out the exhaust. And the heat off that exhaust isn't nowhere near as hot as it is off that other one. And that other one's only got one intake, one exhaust. This one's got two intakes, one exhaust. So, so far so good on this thing. And
Piggy will do a better review, an even more in-depth review later, a couple of 3 months.
Right. Well, a couple of 3 months, I'll just let you know whether or not I'd buy one like this again or not. But so far so good kind of means is a strong possibility. Now that other one's got a digital display showing the different things, and it's got a timer on it, but the timer, it only shows you how long it's been running, how many hours and minutes and whatnot. It won't show you when it comes off. This one don't have none of that. I mean, that's kind of useless to know how long it's been running. You kind of have an idea when you run it. But it's got the basics of what you need on the front. Got an on-off button. It's got a select button, large or small ice. And it's got a ice full and add water indicators below that. That's really all you need to know. It hadn't hit the ice full indicator yet. And that's because we usually empty it before it gets full, but we haven't always. It's because a little flap on that bin I talked about doesn't come up. The ice come down off of that and then down off onto this and down into the bin. And I notice it packs up on the front side and then goes up under, but still winds up going over this little flap. Now it does cut it off when the ice gets up here you might can see that little thing there. The one that looks black over here, that's the sensor. You break that vane, it'll shut off. So, and I think the ice has to be pretty close to it to break it off. But, so it still cuts off, but I haven't been able to catch it, and that little flap don't work like I thought it would. But that's all right. It still shuts off when it gets too full. But if you check on it once an hour, there'll be plenty of ice to dump out and start again. And keep your reservoir full. And it fills up the ice buckets pretty quick. Because I think she's timed it out. It takes about 7 minutes for this thing to pop off some ice. Well, I'm at 6 minutes on this right here. I started this video just as it was starting to pop some ice off of there. I'm at 6 minutes now, so I might just keep flapping my gums to y'all until we hit 7 minutes and see if it's 7 minutes and see if it drops them. And y'all get to see them drop again. Yeah, see, I've already wasted 30 seconds from the time I started talking about that, so I got less than 30 seconds now until 7 minutes has gone by. You figure if it's taking 7 minutes to make 9 pieces of ice, a fairly decent size. That's what, that's at least 6 drops, and that'd be 6 drops every 10 minutes, plus the 3 off of those 6 would be another couple of drops, and halfway to another one.
If it takes 7 minutes, if it takes 7 minutes, I'm not sure.
Piggy can do the math. He just takes him a minute.
Here. It would be 6 eighths is 48, 9 sixths is
54.
54. So you're looking
about 9 drops.
Yeah, about 9 drops.
Working on 10.
Almost 10 drops in an hour.
So if you figure 9 drops times 9, that's how many cubes you're getting.
81.
So 81 cubes that size in an hour, yeah, that bin be full enough to go ahead and dump. And so,
like I said, I was just guessing about 7 because that's what it takes to 7. But I mean, it could be a little longer than 7. It could be.
Well, I'm working on 8.25 minutes now. Working on 8.5.
It could be because that lid's up too.
It could be. Let's try that. But I know it don't take. There it goes. There it goes. Check it out, folks. It's about to drop.
Because it says, I think, in the manual, 7 to 8 minutes.
Y'all see those mechanisms working back there. There they go. And you'll take a second, and then you'll see that scoop them forward. See, there it goes. Going to scoop it forward, kind of like a front end loader there. Bring them up over and slid over that, and down they went. Now you see that thing as it scooped them over. That little water bin back there came back up, ready to be filled again, and here we go. So that's the IceMaker so far, folks, and so far so good. It runs cooler, produces more ice, and so far seems to do so more dependably. Now that other IceMaker, it seems to be doing good since I did whatever I did to it to make it work. but it runs hotter than this one does on the exhaust. It don't heat this kitchen up near as bad as that other one does. So that's another thing to look at when thinking about these things. It don't put out as much heat. It's got more air going in to help cool it down as it runs, so that exhaust coming out ain't as hot. So yeah, how much does this thing cost? So
with the 2-year service plan, it was $180 something. It was $150 something without the service plan, and we added a 2-year service plan to it, and it made it $184, something like that.
And that was through
Lowe's.
Okay, we got a Lowe's card, so we probably got what, 5% off?
Yeah.
Because we had a Lowe's card. That was no other discounts, no veteran discount or nothing like that. That is just a 5% discount we get because of putting it on the Lowe's cards, because they gonna make that 5% plus back off the interest, paying the credit card off. So they ain't worried about that. But upfront cost, hey, it's all good.
I think it was up front. It was right around $160, something like that.
Right, 5% ain't that much, but unless you get into hundreds or thousands of dollars. So yeah, but it is what it is. So it's not bad. All right, folks. It's working on over 11 and a half minutes, going on 12 minutes. So Piggy's going to call it. There's the IceMaker again. Which one's talking about getting one with a Cheryl Murdoch?
I have no idea. I can't remember.
I think it was Cheryl Murdoch wanting to know more about it. So Cheryl, I'm not saying get one of these, but I ain't saying not to either, because so far so good. If you got a decent, more temperature controlled home, this thing will probably run even better. So, Pooch, you look at getting one for your shop, you want to make sure it's in a cooler spot in the shop, but it'll still work because it's pretty warm in here. And
they just don't recommend it be used outside.
Right. As long as it's covered, you're good. So it wouldn't be a bad thing for your shop, Pooch. All right, folks. Piggy's gone.